Anong pumapasok sa isip mo pag sinabing Department of Agrarian Reform?
1, 2, 3.
Halaman. Lupa. Para yun sa lupa, di ba?
Yung agrarian reform, yun yung parang yung sa land, yung pagmamayari ng lupa para sa mga farmers. They work on taxes and reforms of our country. For me, they're responsible for the ownership of the land, of the land in which Department of Agrarian Reform, the first thing that comes to my mind would be something about agriculture. But come to think of it, it should be a department that would be implementing and executing the law regarding agrarian reform. That's my thought about it.
Sa mga sa pagsasaka, di ba? Mga programa ng gobyerno para sa pagsasaka. Yun. Ano pa? Mga policies ng gobyerno pagdating sa mga tulong para sa mga agriculture.
Mga resources. Mga ano ba?
Yung record nila na kayo.
Kaya galing yung parang andin nila yung mga
mais, mga ano talaga, yung maraming ano na kailangan na itanim sa ano na para pagkaanan ng mga tao gaya ng mga malay, mais, mani, pwede yan. Basta ano sa mga pangalan sa tao. Kasi ano talaga yan na agriculture.
The Department of Agrarian Reform, abbreviated as DAR, is the Philippine government's executive department that is responsible for all the land reform programs throughout the whole country. Land reform in the Philippines had its early beginnings during the Macapagal administration when Section 49 of Republic Act 3844, also known as the Agricultural Land Reform Code, was passed in 1962, which necessitated the creation of Land Authority. It was tasked to implement the policies set by the Republic Act and was created on the 8th of August 1963. It organized all the existing agencies that were involved with land reform-related works and realigned their functions in order to attain the common objectives of the land reform program. On the 10th of September 1971, the Republic Act 6389, also known as the Code of Agrarian Reform in the Philippines, was signed into law by former President Ferdinand Edrelin Marcos. Section 49 of the Republic Act mandated the establishment of the Department of Agrarian Reform, which replaced the Land Authority effectively. The Republic Act 6657, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, was signed into law in the year 1988 and became the legal basis for the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program to be implemented. The Act means to institute a program that aims to promote social justice and industrialization. On the 10th of June, it was signed by former President Corazon Aquino. In 2004, September 27, former President Gloria Arroyo signed the Executive Order Number 364, which broadened the scope of the department, making it responsible for all the land reform in the country. PCUP, or the Philippine Commission on Urban Poor, was also placed under its control. Under the National Commission on Indigenous People, or NCIP, the department was also held responsible for the recognition of ownership of ancestral domain by the indigenous people. The Department of Agrarian Reform's name was then changed to the Department of Land Reform. On the 23rd of August, however, its name was changed back to the Department of Agrarian Reform as Arroyo signed the Executive Order Number 456, since the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law goes beyond just land reform but includes the totality of all factors and support services designed to lift the economic status of the beneficiaries. Department of Agrarian Reform is the lead implementing agency of Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, or CARP. It undertakes land tenure improvement and development of program beneficiaries. DAR conducts land survey in resettlement areas. It undertakes land acquisition and distribution and land management studies. The DAR also orchestrates the delivery of support services to farmer beneficiaries and promotes the development of viable agrarian reform communities. The logo of DAR: the sun radiates its light into the field of green, divided into 12 segments, representing the original 12 regions covered by the program. Green stands for fertility and productivity, while yellow represents hope and a golden harvest of agrarian reform beneficiaries who are the recipients of the services provided by the department via CARP. Both colors imply that economic growth and sound rural development can be achieved through agrarian reform. The Department of Agrarian Reform abides by its vision: a nation where there is equitable land ownership and empowered agrarian reform beneficiaries who are effectively managing their economic and social development for a better quality of life. And its mission: to lead in the implementation of agrarian reform and sustainable rural development in the countryside through land tenure improvement and provision of integrated development services to landless farmers, farm workers, and small landowner cultivators, and the delivery of agrarian justice. Under Secretary Nasser C. Pangandaman, DAR, or the Department of Agrarian Reform, continues to perform its task to the people accordingly and effectively.